Reflective thinking turns experience into insight. That is John Maxwell, and we are talking today in our series, Words of Wisdom, hitting on some amazing, powerful, inspirational quotes. Today talking about the power of reflective thinking. This is something, today's my birthday, and so this is something that I do every year. I pull my journal out and I look back over the year from, what I've written in my journal since my last birthday, and what are some of the high points, what are some of the things that I've learned or I've grown from. I love that as a point of just reflection. And I want to talk about reflective thinking and the power of it. It does multiple things for us. Let me introduce myself. First of all, I'm Tally, by the way. I'm a life and personal development coach, and I get to work with leaders to create lives of overflowing impact in the world that are centered in a place of joy. I'm all about getting you aligned to who it is you most truly are, get you firing on all cylinders. We look at every area of life and really get you creating a life that you love living. And reflective thinking is one of the keys to having a life that you love living. So it does multiple things. One, it helps you learn from the mistakes that you've made and improve. So it's not just wasted suffering or wasted mistakes. You actually see what could have been done better and improve things over time. It increases your confidence as you notice what is working in your life, and you look at your strengths and you look at the momentum that you're getting. So it's a confidence builder. It provides perspective and gives you a sense of the bigger picture that you're living inside of. So just perspective is huge. And then it increases happiness, growth, and performance. So one of the keys to having a fulfilling life is to see yourself progressing and moving forward in life in some significant ways. So it does all of those things, really significant. And I think having a reflective life too, it causes you to center in and feel more grounded in yourself. So multiple things that can help with reflective thinking. One would be finding places in your day that you ask yourself a similar question. So a lot of people have an evening routine. A lot of my clients, we develop an evening routine that works for them. There are reflective questions. One of the things actually last week and this week I've been working on with my 15-year-old is having an evening routine. So there are a series of questions that we look at, both of us kind of separately, but sometimes we'll sit together and do our own, is look at some significant questions. I'm like, what were some of the highlights of the day for me today? What's something that I could have done better? What was something that I learned or grew in today? An insight that I got either about myself or just something that I learned in general. Things like that, questions like that if you build them into your day and you do consistently, you'll see just such a growth, such an increase in your growth. Thanks so much for the happy birthday messages, you guys. It's really fun to be on here with you and getting to celebrate. And I would love to know, what are the reflective practices that you have in your life? Maybe it's an annual thing, maybe it's a monthly thing. I know for the mastermind that I lead, we look at the end of every month, what were the things you said you wanted to do, how'd you do with that? And then what is it that you want to dial into and focus on? What are your key goals going to be? At least one thing for each area of life. So I use a life wheel assessment tool with them. And so we look around our life wheel and like, what are the things that would have us at a 10 out of 10? We do that work on the front end. And then what are the things that are going to move us forward into creating that? So having a reflective life is so powerful. Maybe there are annual things that you do every year. One of the things I've been doing with my kiddos for, I don't know, at least a decade, is at the end of the year, sometime between Christmas and New Year's, we just have this beautiful book that's like handmade paper. And we all are like, okay, what were the highlights for everybody this year? And we just kind of think back on our year, and maybe it was somebody made a certain team or honor roll or a trip that we took or a girlfriend that came into the picture, or like it could be a whole bunch of different things. But what are some of the high points from our year? Somebody started driving or whatever the things were. We just kind of look back on the year, some of the moments that we want to remember, and just write those down. Like takes a page, and it's not very long, but it's kind of a fun way to do it. So reflective thinking. What are some of the ways that you build reflection into your life? There are so many ways to do it. I would love to hear what you guys are up to and what works for you. Let's learn from each other and get inspired from each other on how to live a reflective life. So here's the quote one last time. Reflective thinking turns experience into insight. So it takes the experiences you've been through and maximizes them. So have fun with that today. Blessings to all of you guys. Thanks for the birthday love, and I I will be back again tomorrow. See you then.